So you're not really sure which project management website you should be using for your business. Asana, Trello, or ClickUp, I get it. It can be extremely overwhelming trying to choose the best one. Stick around because in this video, I'm gonna dive into each of these platforms and which one is going to be best for you. Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am your host, Jennifer Morilla. This platform is for online coaches, service providers, and creators who are looking to grow their online business using social media. I drop videos on how to grow and scale your online business every single week. If that's right up your alley, then go ahead and give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button because that obviously helps my channel and I appreciate you being here. So today we're gonna dive into breaking down Asana, ClickUp, and Trello, and I'm gonna break down each and every single one of these platforms. I've actually used all of these platforms at some point in my business. I'm gonna give you guys my personal experience and what's best and worst about these platforms. So stick around, we're gonna dive in. I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna head over to my computer and I'm actually gonna show you exactly how I use these platforms. Let's do this. Hey guys, okay, so here we are. I'm gonna walk you through each of the different types of platforms that you can utilize, whether it's Trello, Asana, or ClickUp. And I'm gonna explain to you how I use them and at what stage of my business I use each of these platforms and currently which one I used today. Okay, so let's dive in, shall we? All right, so the first one we have here is Trello. So the truth is, I mean, the reason I loved Trello was because it looked really pretty, and that's the truth. Like, I love the fact that you can color coordinate boards based on the topics that you're working on. So for example, at the time in which I was using it, which is at the very beginning stages of my business, I had Instagram, Facebook, content tracking, workflow, business info, sales, and products, right? So let's say we did sales and products. I had all of the breakdowns of my actual products and then everything that's included, right? So this is, let me actually go back and explain a little bit more. So this here are boards and based on certain topics. Let's try Instagram, okay? So then what we do is that these are cards and then each card has a specific task. And so in this case, for me, it was very much like, let me actually give myself a little bit of space here so you guys can see me. Oh, it's working. There we go. Okay. So cards, and each of these cards would have tasks, and obviously if they needed to be repeated, you can go ahead and put a timer. So for example, let's say I was going to use like a hashtag and I was going to update my hashtags. I would click on this, and these were the hashtags I was using at the time. This was a very long time ago, the very beginning of my business. And then I would add like the people and the team members that I wanted to add here. I can add whoever was on my team. And then I could add labels, like basically color coordinate based on the agenda. So like Trello was pretty easy, and I'll say all of this, like they're all pretty much the same thing. They just do different tasks over time. So I think Trello for beginning stages of your business is really great, not because it's just really pretty, but because it's easier to use when you're beginning, when you're using in the beginning. And so like you can add a calendar. And if like this was actually filled up with content, you would actually have like my calendar content on there, okay? You could also do a table. Some people are really well at looking at lists. I loved really looking at boards. So like I said, this was my Instagram board, and then you can actually like drag and drop and move stuff based on whatever. This was the master template for content, right? So everything would repeat itself over and over, and I could click on this and it had the to-do list. So I can add the description of what needed to get done on content for Monday, and then like creating the graphics, getting approval, and then posting, right? And then I can add comments here for my team to see and all that stuff. Again, Trello was very much at the very beginning stages of my business, and while I loved it, I ultimately also used it for free. So there was that. Okay, also just a heads up, you guys, like this platform I've been doing this for 7 years. So I probably use this like for 2 years of my business or 3 years of my business. And then I moved on to Asana. And so absolutely love Asana. This is the homepage of Asana. And usually what I would do is I would log on to Asana and I would do my tasks. I would do lists because it's easier for me to see, and I can see everything that needed to get done. It's so funny. I think, yeah, the last time I used it was in 2020. And then I would go my inbox for any messages that the team had sent over, anything specific. Look at that. Just so happens that it was about YouTube, right? And so I added new features for YouTube. But let me give you guys an example of what that would look like. So let's say I did, where was my content board? Okay, here it goes. Okay. So let's say I had my YouTube content board. So this is my YouTube Asana content board. And I broke everything down from resources. I did this with all of my project management platforms. The very first pillar of my board is like resources and templates, so that anybody that's joining the team can come here and I can say, you know, in order for you to schedule my videos, you can go to Hootsuite. and then you click on Hootsuite and it would have all the information for how to do that, okay? And so then I would add the to-do list, right? So these were things that I was constantly updating. At the time in March of 2021, I was updating my YouTube thumbnails, I was doing my header. And so you can see that if I were to click on this, obviously this was completed. I had the Google Drive here, the tasks, and I had all of the options and the conversations that I was in with other people, right, on my team. You can communicate. And then I broke down the pillars of my content based on my YouTube videos. So we do it a little differently today, and I'll walk you through that on ClickUp, but this is just an example. So I had my content, my mindset content pillars, my online business, and my Instagram ideas. So I'd have the ideas here, and then I would go ahead and move it over to ready to film, and then I would label the number of the video, and I would like find your niche, right? I would drop the outline here, and then I'd have like a subtask checklist that had to happen every single time. So we had before you film research, scripts, etc., video, thumbnails, all that fun stuff. And like every time you completed something, it would like give you a little. Anyways, this video is obviously done. But that's just to give you an example of what the YouTube looked like. You also did this for like courses and launches. So another perfect example was one of my courses, right? So resources for my courses always again on the first page, and then I have this to-do list that needed to get done, what was in progress, and what was actually completed. So Asana was in the middle growth stages of my business, and it did really well. It still works really well. I know multi-million-dollar businesses that use Asana. However, the reason why we use ClickUp, which is what we have now, is because it integrates everything. And what I mean by that is I can actually integrate Zoom, Zapier, and Slack, which are 3 other platforms, onto ClickUp, and like everything conjoins and makes it so much easier. So if I was on Slack, I can actually add a task on ClickUp through Slack. So it's pretty freaking cool. So again, this is another example of what my YouTube video looks like on ClickUp, and we have ideas ready to film, editing, and publishing. As you can see, based on where it was last year to, or not last year, but where it was a few years ago to where we are today, it's very simple and clean and straight to the point. What happens is when you open up one of these examples, you have the to-do list here of everything that needs to be checked off. And my content manager just drops the idea of the video, like the script, and then I go ahead and tweak it and then begin to film. But ideally, like all of these, so actually these already have been published, so we would move these here, and then, oh wait, it hasn't been completed yet. Okay, so yeah, these would, oh, this is the one that's gonna go up tomorrow. But so basically we would drag and drop when it's done, right? So these are the 4 that are ready to film. Once I'm done, I would technically move it over. So for example, I'm actually gonna be filming these today, so I can carry all of these over, right? And I would carry them over and I would upload everything, and that's just an example. I'll give you guys an example of my entire content brainstorm. And so these are all, this is like a full content calendar of my YouTube, my TikTok, and my Instagram, everything merged in one place. And so technically we are in July, but if we were to move it to August, because we're actually not in August, I mean, not in July, we're in August now, I have all of my content mapped out for August, at least the ideas of what I want to create, but nothing has actually been filmed. We have not only my YouTube, but we also have the Instagram, the Reels, the TikTok, all of that stuff, and everything is mapped here. And if I were to open one of these cards, technically we'd have like the ideas of the content, the captions, which I would approve here from my team, and then I would have communication with my team over here as well. So all in all, to be truthfully honest, I think my favorite platform is ClickUp. However, I'm not biased to anyone. I think it depends on your needs as a business owner and what you actually need to be able to run and manage and organize your stuff, because organization is key. Remember, especially when you're not doing it alone and you have a team like I do, like everybody needs to be involved in everything, or at least see where what's actually going on in your business, because that's the way things merge and things happen as a community and not as a solo entrepreneur. So yeah. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope this was super helpful. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, where I drop these videos every single week just for you guys to help you grow and scale your online business. But until next time, my friends, love and light, and I'll see you soon. Bye.